Welcome everyone. Happy Friday. It's the best Friday of the week, so welcome to the studio. First things first.
I don't hear any audio.
So we're gonna check our audio. Hang on
no,
just a
it's
second.
my computer.
Okay.
You're good.
All right. I guess we're good to go. First things first, we did a little refresh on the studio, just getting ready for fall because it was a little dark in here and it gets a little dreary, which I wasn't really looking forward to. So we did some painting where we have a little bit more to do, but so that's really exciting. So we always like to switch it up a little bit. And let's see what else. Just before we get going on today's Procreate demo, I had a little sketchbook stuff to share. I am so over the top excited about sketching this summer into fall. I don't know what I'm going to do without my long summer walks and my stopping to sketch, but I'm figuring it out as I go here. And so I filled this entire sketchbook. We do it top down. It is entirely full, which I'm super, super excited about because I really haven't ever quite managed that. I have bits and pieces and lots of sketchbooks, but I don't really have anything like this. And I filled this sketchbook over the summer, so it's really a really cool journal of my summer and into fall. So I started a new book, and that's cool. I do love these hardbound books. There's something about them that I'm really attracted to. Spiral bounds are nice, but I like these. So check this out. I made this little title page. I just did this on my computer, printed it out. I actually printed this sheet out on a full page label. So that's what that is. And so then I adhered it to the inside cover here. And then I just put a strip here to packing tape to reinforce. And I will probably put on a little cool title page I did here as well. I'll show you. I made the same thing here. I'll probably do some little thing like this over here. So that's fun. And then I put my little sticker, my duck sticker, on the very back page. So it makes it kind of a book. It makes it a little bit more formal in a way. So I really like that. Now, today, I didn't have, just preparing for today's live streams. Doing the Procreate demo, and then shortly after at 1:30, I do what we call the Super Stream lesson, which is an in-depth lesson focusing for my monthly pastel members on this month we're studying value and light, and so the lesson will focus on that, and then following the lesson is our critiques. So and then I'm doing this demo for you guys to hear the public live stream. So I didn't have quite as much time this morning for sketching. So I went for my walk, and so this is kind of what I'm thinking for this book. I think that it's important. I like the other book. I really focused in on one scene each day. But here I'm playing with composition a bit more. And here I made these little sketches to remind me. I don't know if you can see. We might be able to zoom in a little bit. Can we? Yeah, look at that. We get to zoom in a little bit. What I have going here in these guys, these are little layout sketches to remind me that I can do different kinds of layouts on the page. I can go across the gutter. I can do multiple images on a scene. And then, I don't know, I was just playing. And I love the idea of just being a little more creative and a little playful in a sketchbook. So see these little people? These little people are, this guy's leaning against the page. These people are sitting on the top of the page. This guy's holding up the page. So I love that. And so this is the other day. This is Starbucks boy. I've sketched that Starbucks boy. I don't think I have any more sketches of Starbucks in me. So these are little vignette sketches, little quick sketches of people in the Starbucks. And then I got to thinking, okay, wouldn't it be fun to, these are all from my imagination. And so then I decided, okay, I'm going to make a wall. So here's a wall. How many different ways can I just imagine people interacting with the wall? I think it's such good practice. All right, here's a bench. How many ways is this guy, sitting on the bench? And then that goes on and on. Then you can have little groups and then people that are doing different things. These people are maybe playing a little game. This guy's feeding a little dog. So just challenging myself to do these little, from my imagination. So I love this. So I think that this sketchbook should have a mix of this type of thing, and then this type of thing, and then this more playful experimenting and being a little more creative. So that's what's coming up in this guy. Love it. And that kind of just feeds into my lesson that I'm going to share with you guys today on Procreate. I found this program to be so amazing. I started using Procreate a few years ago to do a variety of things. I hadn't really dug into it that much. And then I started doing these head sketches. And I started by doing those from my imagination. I was just trying to see if I could get Procreate to interact like I would a sketchbook, and just kind of doodling. And I just did that doodling and got pretty good at doing head sketches over the course of about a year or so. And then at one point, I don't know why exactly, you guys, other than portraiture seems like a heavy lift to me, pretty intimidating even for me. I was an illustrator for many, many years, so I have what I consider, strong drawing skills. But portraits were not ever really my focus. But I felt like in terms of just my own desire, I would like to be able to do portraits. And also I have students that want to learn that too. And I felt like I was not being authentic to bring portrait painting, pastel portrait painting to my students unless I had a little bit more experience with it. So how do I get that amongst all the other stuff that I want to do? And so when I started doing the sketches, at one point I decided, well, maybe I can use Procreate to help me really elevate my portrait skills and do it in a way that's fun and easeful, and that I'm not going to, I'm going to use the word waste materials, but minimize the throwing away of expensive pastel paper and pastels before I feel like I'm really have some mastery of portraits. So I started seeing if I could get Procreate to do some fun things with portrait painting. And lo and behold, it's an amazing tool, and its power is in the layers that you can use. And so let's go ahead and why don't we show a couple of the little quickie demos, so you could see what I started doing. These are little sped up versions of what I'm going to show you guys today. Yeah, really, really cool. And Procreate's amazing in its, you could put the drawing on one layer, the what I consider the painting layer, the painting on other layers, and then you can get those layers to interact in different ways. You can make layers transparent so you can see what you're doing underneath, so you can hold on to the construction of a portrait, which is something that you can't do with the painting. You may, in fact, lose the construction of it as you're working on it, and have to go back and forth, which is, on the whole, good, but when you're learning, I think this is an especially powerful tool. So that's what I did. And then at one point, I decided, well, this is something I want my students to be able to do too. So we did a series of Zoom workshops where I presented this method that I was using. And along with the Procreate skill base, which is amazing, I presented the Loomis method of constructing the head, which I think is bar none the best way of thinking about head drawing and painting. Really allows you to really visualize the head in such a powerful way, so that you can, in fact, draw and paint the head in any position, it's huge, really epic. So we did that, and we were so amazed that the Zoom workshops were so successful from the student standpoint, I think, because I don't think that I've honestly done any workshop, either live or virtual, that there was such immediate improvement and progress. The skill set is so powerful that we presented with both Procreate and the Loomis method and my approach to the portrait. Those three put together made it really, really incredible. Today we're gonna go ahead. Let's go ahead and now play the little overview that. Yeah.
The full one or the short one?
Let's do the full one.
All right, let's do it.
Let's go ahead. So people can see, this is going to give you, yeah. Have you ever looked at a portrait and wondered how an artist captures not just a face, but a person's essence? What if I told you you could create compelling portraits using just your iPad? Welcome to Procreate Portrait Painting with me, Marla Baguetta, an online course where we'll unlock the potential of digital portraiture together. I'm Marla Baguetta. For over 35 years, I've worked as a professional artist and instructor, honing my skills across various mediums and subjects. While portraits aren't my sole focus, they've always fascinated me, and I'm excited to share what I've learned about bringing them to life digitally. In this comprehensive workshop, we'll dive deep into the art of portrait painting using Procreate. Here's what you can expect. First, we'll cover the fundamentals. You'll learn the basics of Procreate, understanding its powerful tools, and how to leverage them for portrait creation. But don't worry, this isn't just about software, it's about artistry. We'll explore the game-changing Loomis method of head construction. This isn't just another technique, it's a way of seeing that will transform how you approach every portrait. You'll learn to visualize the planes of the face, understand proportions, and bring depth to your work. But great portraits aren't just about accuracy, they're about capturing the soul of your subject. We'll delve into professional sketching techniques, helping you create confident, dynamic lines that bring energy and life to your work. Remember, I always say, give yourself permission to do it badly. This mindset is key to overcoming artistic blocks and unleashing your creativity. Throughout the course, we'll study masterworks from greats like John Singer Sargent and Nikolai Fetchin. You'll practice copying these masters, gaining invaluable insights into their techniques and styles. This isn't about imitation, it's about standing on the shoulders of giants to find your own technique and voice. We'll also explore my triangle of art, balancing science, craft, and poetry in your work. This holistic approach will help you create portraits that aren't just technically proficient, but deeply moving and expressive. By the end of the workshop, you'll have a solid foundation in digital portrait painting, mastery of key Procreate tools and techniques, the ability to construct and render heads from any angle, and confidence in your own unique artistic voice. But that's not all. When you enroll, you'll also gain access to our exclusive Facebook community. This isn't just a course, it's an ongoing journey with a supportive group of fellow artists. Share your work, get feedback, find inspiration, and make connections that could last a lifetime. Whether you're an experienced artist looking to transition to digital, or a complete beginner with a passion for faces, this course is your key to mastering the art of digital portraiture. Don't let the myth of talent hold you back. With the right guidance, tools, and mindset, you can create beautiful, lifelike portraits that capture not just faces, but the very essence of your subjects. Are you ready to transform your portrait skills and create art that doesn't just look good, but feels alive? Then join us today. Your artistic journey awaits, and I can't wait to be part of it. Enroll now in Procreate Portrait Painting with Marla Baguetta, and let's start creating magic together. All right, that's a little overview of what we have in store for you if you decide to go to the website. And the workshop is on sale for another week or just about a week. It ends on the 23rd. So head over to paintinglessonswithmarla.com and check it out. So we're going to go ahead and play for you a demo that I prepared for you guys. And I'll talk about it as we play it. And so this is a sketch that I did. I wanted, Bryce, can we go to the screencast for a second? Yeah, that. So that little, I'm just going to show you, I'm going to go ahead and toggle that off. So this is a little kind of diagramming of the head. And this is kind of based on, or roughly based on the Loomis method. And I show you how to do this in the workshop. And it's really the head and plane method of thinking about the human head, and gives you really simple way of thinking about the proportion of the head and placing the features. And so this guy fits really nicely into that. And that's really how I constructed this drawing. Now, the drawings in all of the portraits that I have shown you so far I have not traced those drawings, and I didn't trace this guy. I really constructed his head. And because I could, in Procreate, you can in fact trace. You can bring your reference photo over and you can make another layer and you can trace right over it. And you can use that as a basis for a painting. I didn't do that. And because I wanted to learn how to draw and paint the head. That was my goal, not to get to be a better tracer. Nothing wrong with tracing. I don't think tracing is cheating. I really don't. Certainly have done my share of that when I was an illustrator, but that wasn't my goal. My goal was really to learn how to construct the head. But the thing about Procreate that's cool is it will allow you could do your drawing and then you can check your work. Then you could come back over and let me just show you how you might do that. Let's look at this guy. All right, here he is. Let's come over here. I can slide him over and I can say, okay, did I get this close? Am I close? Am I sort of? And then I can go, all right. And then I can take this and I can reduce the opacity. And I can go, okay, am I close? Yeah, I'm kind of close. And then you could make any adjustments. So that's kind of, how I approached the head drawing, really constructing the head. So I use this Procreate as a tool that helped me learn how to do it. And so I show you exactly how to do that with Procreate. So with that in mind, let's go ahead and play the demo. And I'll talk about it as we go along here. Can you put the picture in picture?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. There's me. So I'm just putting kind of a base layer of the painting and really just kind of sneaking up on it, kind of staying loose. Now what's really cool about this is that kind of base layer it's on a separate layer. So I don't have to worry about painting in the lines or anything like that. I just go. And also Procreate lets me select my color palette right from the photo reference. So I'm not guessing about the skin tone. And, again, you could say, well, that's cheating, you're not learning. But yeah, you are, because I did literally hundreds of these paintings, digital paintings, if you will, if you want to call it that. And so then, I got really familiar with the different skin tones and how to build them, warm and cool, light and shadow. And, when I needed to increase the intensity of the colors. So I definitely learned about portraiture on the whole. Now, the other thing I get with people say occasionally about these digital portraits, oh, that's not art. Well, I disagree. Well, first of all, none of my paintings is going in the Met. So, I can kind of get rid of the sort of art critic idea about what is art and what's not. I mean, there's tons of debate about that. I don't engage in that. I just love to be in the creative flow, in the creative stream, and think of it as service on the whole. Then I get to do something that is positive and creative and beautiful. And so if I'm in that space, digital, sketchbook, painting, pastel, oil, whatever it is, it really doesn't matter. This is just another tool, just another mode. And I gotta believe, you know, the old masters, you know, Rembrandt would have been using this. I gotta believe that. Why wouldn't he have? You guys that know me know that I absolutely adore art materials. I grew up around art books and art supplies. So I'm all about that tactile feeling of the materials, the paper, the pastels, the smells of oil paint, all of it. Give it all to me, but give me this too. I want this too. I'm greedy when it comes to art stuff, making art. I want all of it. So he's starting to take form. So, you know, I'm starting with those base layers, adding the light side, the shadow side, you know, adding complexity to the form, thinking about the planes of the head. Doing that color picking, super powerful. You know, he's all on the whole very, you know, very fair, light skin. He's a ginger. So then as I go along here, I'm adding some of those darks. When I was doing these, you know, you can add literally hundreds of layers. And I know there are some digital artists that their final projects have, you know, literally hundreds of layers. I really didn't do that. Most of the portraits that I have created have under 15 layers, most not even 10, I would say. It was rare for me to go beyond that. I pretty much would do a construction layer where I was doing like a measuring layer, which was what you saw, what I showed you with the Loomis method, and then a drawing layer where I would sketch, then a sort of base layer where I would put down the initial colors, and then what I would consider a light and shadow layer, and then you know, maybe several other layers as I was working, but I didn't go crazy with layers. And in the workshop, we go through the whole interface really carefully. The videos are really, really beautifully edited so that everything is super clear. There is a study guide with the workshop that is, oh gosh, I think it's like 160. I might be wrong about that. It's a very in-depth, definitely over 100 pages long, that goes through and illustrates each of the entire interface and, you know, all of the points that we're making in the workshop. So it's really nicely put together workshop. We're really proud of it. We spent a ton of time putting it together because we really wanted to make sure that each one of the interface and everything was really, really, really clear for everyone. Because when it comes to integrating these concepts, we're integrating a lot here. We're integrating technology with concepts of head drawing and construction and painting. And so there's a lot there that needed to be really clearly illustrated and laid out. And I think that we accomplished that really nicely in the workshop. You do need an iPad and an Apple Pencil or equivalent. And of course, depending on your iPad, is going to depend on which Apple Pencil you can use. So if you get an iPad Pro, the new one, you need the new the Apple Pencil Pro. So that part that's not us. We don't, that's, having those things, that's up to you. But you do need to have an iPad for this workshop, and you need to have Procreate loaded onto your iPad. And again, that's not us. Procreate is, I believe right now it's $12.99, which I don't know what other art material you can get for $12.99 that does so much that like this it's amazing. It's a steal, an absolute steal. And I think that our workshop is kind of a steal as well, because there's so much information in it. And because not only are we teaching you portraiture, which I think is, like I said, it's a bit of a heavy lift there. But once you have grasped those concepts, you can translate those concepts to so many other subject matter. And using Procreate for making, well, I showed last week how I use Procreate to help me fix and decide on how to fix and finish pieces that I'm not really quite sure of. Take a photograph of it, bring it into Procreate, make the changes in Procreate, decide, on different layers, decide what I want to do, and then make those possibly wholesale changes on an actual piece. It's really, really incredible. So, yeah. 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 I don't mind that. Yeah, that way you can kind of see how I'm picking. The Procreate has then the brushes that are available, the tools that you have available are just amazing, just endless. There are really literally hundreds of brushes, and you can use those brushes to paint and draw with there, and then erase, smudge. It's kind of endless, but I do make it easy for you in a sense that I give you a set of favorites so you know which ones I use consistently. With Procreate, it's just like, when I'm painting with traditional media, I have all these brushes. I do have hundreds of brushes in my studio, but when I'm doing a painting, I wind up using like 3. So it's kind of like that for me with Procreate as well. There are really 4 or 5 brushes that I really consistently use, and that's it. So I tell you exactly what I use and make those available for you guys as a set. Yeah. I'm all about everything being I want to make things simple for myself. It's overwhelming enough. Life is, and making art can be if you let it. Like, oh, I'm going to go and be creative. Well, it's when you have so many options, then it can be almost paralyzing. And I don't want that for myself, and I certainly don't want that for our students. So I try to make things, at least to begin with, simple, and then you can kind of move out from there and explore on your own. Because you're not going to want to do it exactly like I do it. This doing these portraits really got to be kind of addictive for me. I would do one almost every single day. And some of the students that took the Zoom workshop expressed the same thing, like, oh, wow, this is really addictive. And it is, because it's really fun, because the thing about this kind of the digital portraits, or using the iPad, you can take that anywhere with you. You can sit in a coffee shop, you can sit in a restaurant, you can do it. I would do these on a plane, which probably annoyed my seat, my people seated next to me. But and it's obviously it's not messy, and there's no setup time, no cleanup time, nothing. All you need is the iPad and the pencil, and you are good to go. And you have all these tools at your disposal. It's incredible, just incredible. So yeah, and you can even split the screen and work on it. You can have a video playing on your screen while you're doing this. I mean, it's pretty crazy what you can do with an iPad. So yeah, be listening to your music, whatever. It's all right there. So you can have a multimedia experience while you're learning how to do portraits. Oh yeah, when I went to, the last time I was on a plane, did I do these? I think so. I was on a long flight, and it was a 5-hour flight, and I figured, okay, 5 hours. These portraits take me about an hour each. I'll do 3 portraits, I'll have my meal, and I'll read for an hour, and that'll be it. And that's exactly what I did. And so I remember the portraits that I did. In fact, one I showed you, the man with the yellow cap and it looked like, and he was wearing a parka. I did that on an airplane. And yeah, so I remember those portraits that I did on that flight, and I think they all turned out pretty well. And So yeah, it's really, what better way to pass the time? You're learning, you're doing something creative, astonishing your friends and whoever is around. So it's really cool. So how's he coming? I think we're getting there, as I recall. I even on this, I don't know if I got to the part where I put a little texture on his face for freckles. I think I probably already did that. I picked a different brush and I gave him a little texture. Yeah, I already did that. Yeah, so you can go pretty fast. You can go fast, as you get more familiar with the interface, you can move faster. But I did with the portraits, I also got to really play and experiment because you can try things and you're not depending on whether how much you use layers, and also you can use the back button, you can undo and redo things, so you never feel like you're gonna mess up because you can always go back, and that's really powerful. So you don't ever have that like perfectionist feeling about these. And I think that was probably one of the most important and most powerful things about working in this way is I could try stuff. I could experiment. Okay, what if I play with these edges? What if I make the background a different color? What if? That was endless with these. And I never was gonna wreck what I did. I was never gonna, be destructive to what I was doing. And really very liberating, and really made the whole process like super creative. When I'm painting with traditional media, I try to have that like very playtime experimental approach to everything that I'm doing. I try not to have in my mind, okay, this is going to be a perfect thing, that I'm going to have this end result. But honestly, it's pretty hard. It's to really completely be free of that that nagging little thought of, okay, I should leave this alone. Then I'm not going to push myself to try this other thing. It really, it's almost impossible to do that when it comes to traditional media. And when I'm painting, I'm all about like make it, break it, make it again, because I think that's the way we, really should be painting, and it's how we really learn. But this takes that to a completely different place, because you can okay, you can do it and like, oh, that didn't work, I'll just go back. Oh, and then you could put something completely, you could do a 180 on a different layer, and like, nah, that doesn't work, and just, okay, delete that layer, or keep it and just turn it off, and try it later. So that was something really special, and let me then, okay, I'm going to learn to play with edges in a portrait painting, like really free up my edges. And then I can take that approach and apply it to more traditional media. But I've like thoroughly explored the ideas, the concepts, the precepts that I'm using. I really played them out in Procreate. I can, I'm really confident. I haven't spent a lot of time with doing portraits on traditional media since doing this because I'm a little busy, but I will, and I know that I can take some of the concepts and use them in traditional media now, which is so cool. Because when we're painting like that it's really hard to know when you should push something one way or the other. Oh, I'm going to wreck it. There's none of that going on here. You can't wreck it. You can't make a mistake. I mean, literally, you can't. So it's really incredible. Must be almost done. Yeah. I put those little spatters there. Yeah, so we're almost there. Yeah, he turned out cool. Some of them I played more with background, but mostly I was really concentrating on the structure of the head and the forms. But I did also play with some backgrounds. And one of the things that I always think is a little tricky with head painting is doing a vignette around the head. And so I was able to play with that for the first time for me ever to do that, because I think that it's there's definitely an art to vignetting images. Making it, dynamic. And the other thing that I really concentrated on, and I do also in the workshop, is we're really focusing on construction and getting a convincing form, making the head look really like, oh, it really looks like a human. It's convincing, not necessarily, and that it's a living, breathing human, not necessarily that it is 100% the likeness of the reference. Though that is obviously really important when it comes to portraiture. A true portrait, you want a likeness. But I do think that getting a very, very accurate likeness is like a next step. And so I think you should, take one step at a time. Can I get a convincing form of the human head, and can I get the skin tones? Can I paint the hair? All those things, and then then we're going to tweak that likeness as we move on and get more skilled. Okay. That's it. So thanks so much for watching. Why don't we play the little shorty, just yeah, to remind
What if I
people.
told you you could create compelling portraits using just your iPad? Welcome to Procreate Portrait Painting with me, Marla Baguetta, an online course where we'll unlock the potential of digital portraiture together. You'll learn the basics of Procreate, understanding its powerful tools, and how to leverage them for portrait creation. We'll explore the game-changing Loomis method of head construction, a way of seeing that will transform how you approach every portrait. You'll learn to visualize the planes of the face, understand proportions, and bring depth to your work. We'll delve into professional sketching techniques, we'll study masterworks, you'll practice copying these masters, gaining invaluable insights into their techniques and styles. Whether you're an experienced artist looking to transition to digital, or a complete beginner with a passion for faces, this course is your key to mastering the art of digital portraiture. Enroll now in Procreate Portrait Painting with Marla Baguetta, and let's start creating magic together.
All right, guys. All right, so I hope you go over to the website, paintinglessonswithmarla.com, and check out the Procreate workshop. Again, it's on sale right now until next week, the 23rd. And we'll be back. I'm not sure exactly whether we'll be back next week with a live stream, but I'll be back up at the easel pretty soon with something fun and exciting, I hope. And in the meantime, I hope you have a great rest of your Friday and a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and that you also have a chance to do something beautiful and creative. I really, really appreciate you guys. Make sure that you subscribe to our channel if you're liking what we're doing here. Check out some of our YouTube videos. We've been making some fun ones lately. And the best way to support us, coming back and doing these live streams, is to head over to the website, sign up for our mini lessons, and check out some of our offerings of all our workshops that we have there. So, all right, guys, we will see you soon.